Frictional force refers to the force generated by two surfaces that contact and slide against each other. There are two types of frictional force, which is static frictional force and kinetic frictional force. Static frictional force is the frictional force that keeps a stationary object at rest, whereas kinetic frictional force is the force that slows down the moving object once static frictional force is overcome by external force and the object is in motion. This is the given formula to calculate static frictional force and also kinetic frictional force. The micro s and also micro k shown in the formula are both the coefficient of the static and kinetic frictional force respectively, whereas the n is the normal reaction of the force acting on the object. This is the experiment to explain the motion of an object sliding down a surface. As you can see, when the surface is tilted at a certain angle, the object started to slide down. This is because the force that acting downward of the surface increases as the angle of tilted surface increases, and it has finally overcome the static frictional force. So, what will happen when different types of surfaces are used? Based on the experiment, we found that the tilted angle required for the object on the rougher surface to slide down is higher compared to the smoother surface. Since the objects used are the same, the only factor that affects the result is the frictional force. Rougher surface has higher coefficient of frictional force compared to the smoother surface. Thus, the static frictional force of the rough surface is higher than the smooth surface. Since the mg sin theta required to overcome the static frictional force is greater in rough surface, therefore the angle required for the object to slide down the surface is greater in rough surface. That's it from me. Hope you guys understand frictional force better after watching this video.